Carter, you just threw out the phrase competitive quarterback situation. Yes, we've got Jayden Daniels, who could have stayed at Arizona State, been in a big-time program, displayed what he needed to put on tape for the NFL in a comfortable situation where I know I'm the starter. And so I'll just stay here and continue to show what I show and then move on to the NFL. Now he comes into a situation where he's going to have to battle for the job. We also have Myles Brennan, who did a reversal at one point when he jumps in the transfer portal, and then he decides, nope, I'm coming back to LSU. It's my job. I'm the front runner. Now we got mono versus mono. What kind of odds do you put on this? Who do you think is the favorite here?
Yeah, at this point, I would probably say Daniels, simply because of him being more experienced at this point. The one thing about Myles Brennan isn't the lack of dual threat ability. It's not that. It's not people not liking him. It's definitely not that either, Mark. The big thing about Myles Brennan has always been his health. So last year he had a freak off the field injury a few weeks before the season began and put LSU in a really bad spot. And they had to stick with Max Johnson, who fell off a cliff based on what he did his final 2 games of last year. So Myles Brennan put the team in a bad spot. Then the year before, he had the very rare rib injury. And Mark, the rib injury was so unique that they named a surgery after him. It was a very strange injury after a really good 3-game start to the season where he put up some pretty high-level passing numbers. And he's not played a game since. And look, if you have such a weird injury like that, and then you have an off-the-field injury, and then in the past he's always had things linger as well, you're in this spot now where you're like, well, can we trust this guy to finish out his career? And what's very interesting about that, Mark, is when you look at a quarterback like Jayden Daniels, he is a very slender guy. For someone that's never seen him play, he is as thin of a quarterback you're ever going to see, right? But his best trait up to this point has been his availability. He doesn't miss games. He is a very tough son of a gun, and he's taken some shots at Arizona State. You know for certain when he lines up to this point in his career, he's gone out there and given everything he possibly can. So Myles Brennan's health is going to be the main thing. And Mark, this is where it gets really fascinating, okay? I think that's why this Jayden Daniels move happened. Because I don't think Brian Kelly feels comfortable with Walker Howard or Garrett Nussmeier being the top backup, being so young in their career. And to get a quarterback of this quality and someone that doesn't mind entering a room with this much competition is actually pretty crazy, Mark. I was of the opinion that it was going to be really hard for LSU to go out there and get someone else to come back in and compete, especially, this late in his career. But Jayden Daniels is in one of the weirder situations, okay? And Mark, you're a college football diehard, all right? Jayden Daniels has 3 years of starters experience, but he still has 3 years of eligibility remaining because of the 2020 year not counting against your eligibility. So this is a guy who could be potentially a 6-year starter in college football.